What's up, my Yu-Gi Bros? I'm your host, one, the only, the RJB0. Welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! Business Casual, joined today by Nick Gibson. As by popular request, we are giving you his Sylvan deck profile. He is working with a super cool new version of it. I think you guys are going to love it. Let's check it out. What do you have for us, Nick?
So, got second place today at Locals with it. Worked really well. All my fields looked insanely crazy when I was finished with them. So, the basic deck is 3 Hermitry, which is, staple. I mean, it's the tree. He's your only plus monster. The 2 Sage Koya. I lowered it to 2 because with the whole point to the Sylvan deck was that you didn't want to draw the little guys because they did nothing. So the point of lowering him was that with less of the little guys in the deck, because Soul Charge is limited, that you're going to trigger this guy less, but he's your main synchro fodder. 2 Shiny Lone Fires.
Ooh.
Shouldn't have to explain why Lone Fire is good. Anybody who's watching this to play Sylvans should automatically know why Lone Fire is good. 2 Princess Sprout, and she is probably the most utility-based monster in the deck because she can adjust her level for the synchros. So with the... She is... I can't express how good this card is. There's just so much level manipulation you can do with this card for different synchros. She is the reason why I run... Michael. She is a light non-tuner. So you can adjust it with the tuners. You have the 1 Dandelion, the 1 Glow Up Bulb, because plant synchro, the 1 Cherub Sprout, because it gets all the level 1 plant tuners, it gets the Princess Sprout, it gets the, I guess in worst case scenario, it gets a Peacekeeper, 1 Spore, 1 Peacekeeper, and I sacked so hard with this card.
So much sack with that card. Such sack.
You don't want to draw
it,
wow. But you can stack it with Sylvan Charity, which is fine. It gets back the Lone Fire for free, gets back all your plant synchro materials, and 1 Commushromo. I was at 2, lowered it down to 1, because I can stack this and get rid of a card whenever. You only need to clear through generally 1 line of back row, and then after that, you're fine. 3 Sylvan Charity, obviously, stacked hands. Helps for the Hermitries. 3 Upstart Goblin, because this deck needs to be as consistent as possible. 3 Miracle Fertilizer. This deck is all about recursion. Miracle Fertilizer is multiple recursions. 3 MST, because Vanities is a huge problem in this format, and there are a lot of problem cards that you need to get rid of. A card that I don't really see a lot of Sylvan players running is Super Solar Nutrient. Just to go over the combo of this real quick, you need any level 2 or lower plant type monster. So you have a plethora of these type monsters. You have Princess Sprout if you need to. But one of the cool things to do if you open Super Solar Nutrient and Foolish Burial is you can send the Dandy to the graveyard to generate 2 tokens, and then Super Solar Nutrient one of the tokens away, and go for Lone Fire, Tribute Lone Fire, for Lone Fire, Tribute Lone Fire, and then get your plays going off. So this essentially gives you access to Lone Fire from the deck really quickly. 2 Sylvania, which actually worked well today. I usually go Terraforming double Sylvania, but funny enough, I didn't run Terraforming because I didn't have a Super Terraforming, but after re-going over the deck, actually, I probably wouldn't even have the room to run Terraforming even if I wanted to. 1 for 1. 1 for 1, because 1 for 1 Dandy is ridiculous, and you can get any one of the plant tuners out of the deck. Very important for a couple combos that I'll go over. The new
hotness.
Yeah, the new reason why this deck is good. 1 Foolish Burial, because you get your tuners, the Dandy. If you open Foolish Burial, Miracle Fertilizer, you can dump a Sage or a Hermitry and start your combos. 1 Soul Charge, because this deck wouldn't honestly be possible without Soul Charge. And I only run 6 traps. 3 Reckless Greed, because this is a combo-based deck, and you really need to see Soul Charge as quickly as possible. You need to see a lot of combo cards quickly. So, there are times... I actually opened triple Reckless Greed today. That was one of the most epic matches I've ever done.
Such a good match.
Soul Charge for 4 into a Torrential for 5. So,
yep.
That was awful. And then, the reason why I built this deck now is this card called the Oasis of Dragon Souls.
So good.
So, if people don't know what this card does, it's basically Call of the Haunted, but it brings it in defense mode, and then on top of it, it creates the worm type onto it. And the reason why this is so important is because of, I don't know if people have watched, but we have a deck profile on Robert's channel titled Yang Zing Plant Synchro. And taking this into the thing, we mean this is our boss monster. And
so good.
Baxia has so much potential for the plant base because it can keep recurringly bringing back Lone Fire the tuners. I mean, it basically is what Plant Synchro honestly needed this entire time. And so what I would normally do, and some of the kind of things that you can do in this deck, is you can play the Oasis, and the main one that you'll usually get is Sequoia. And the reason why is because Baxia requires the non-tuner worm, so you can drop the Sage Koya, and if you have any level 1 tuner, let's get him out of here real quick, you can synchro with the Sage Koya for Baxia, and Baxia will, I mean, if you use it in this kind of way, you get 1 shuffle. The other kind of way that I would do is, because this deck is so versatile, you have access to this card. Yazi.
So good.
Now, Yazi is really good against Burning Abyss. This is normally just like a staple, so I mean, I already have this in here to begin with. So this is already a worm. So I have qualified for Baxia, and you have the 2 level 1 tuners. So what you can do is, if you have Yazi, you can flip the Oasis and grab one of the tuners, and you can worm plus worm into Baxia, and you get to shuffle 2 cards back because you use 2 worms for it. And this is very detrimental because you, unfortunately, the only bad part about Oasis that I dislike is that, unlike Call of the Haunted, if the monster leaves because of its synchro summon, the Oasis kills itself. So you don't get the free Baxia material or whatever, and you don't get any like extra benefits with Baxia. But the fact that, you know, if you, this is so crazy. Yazi is another 7, so you have more stuff for 7s. Baxia is a level 8, so he combos well with the fact that, you know, you have Alcé and Felgrand. So, I mean, like, just the Yang Zing extra deck monsters really complement the motive that this deck has now. So let me go over the extra deck real quick so you guys at least know what I run. But yeah, I've had so much fun playing this deck. My ending fields were so ridiculous throughout the entire day.
They were really, honestly incredible.
I should have taken pictures or whatever. Okay, so to start it off, there are very few times where you open 1-for-1 Dandy, but with the times you do open 1-for-1 Dandy, you have the potential to do Formula and a level 5. But I choose to run Armades because I feel like in the meta, it kills any Shaddolls flip effects. It runs over window without them getting the fusion back. It kills Yang Zing if your locals has that guy in it. It kills Burning Abyss. I mean, soon-to-be heroes. If they set a Shadow Mist, you can run over Shadow Mist. They won't trigger the effect. If your locals has one of those guys in it. Going on. So this is just like, this is purely for the 1-for-1 Dandy player. If you have the tuner or whatever, Formula is just an extra draw. Deck thinning to get to the Soul Charge, very important. 1 Michael, because you have the Princess Sprout, and it's really good for removal. Another level 7 Dragon. Black Rose, because if you set up with your 2/5, you end and pass, and then if your opponent plays a field, you quickly make Black Rose. Should be obvious to most plant players. The 1 Yazi, because it's staple against Burning Abyss. Stardust Spark was my most went into 8 today, because I would end sometimes with Stardust Spark, Felgrand, and something else. But Stardust Spark Felgrand is really good, especially against Construct, because Construct generally gets through with her effect, but then she clashes with Felgrand in battle, and that's not something you want at all. So Stardust Spark Felgrand makes sure that you negate her effect to destroy, and then on top of it, Spark will save it from battle. So it basically prevents them from doing something they want to do. Thought Ruler Archfiend is really good against the Burning Abyss, the Phoenix Wing, which I'm really upset they didn't address in the ban list. So unfortunately this card still has to be run. The 1 Baxia, for obvious reasons. 1 Hot Red Dragon Archfiend, and this card actually won me 3 games today. Mainly because this deck has a hard time getting over Leo, and this is a non-targetable way to get over Leo. And it's a 3k attacker, so I mean it's not bad. 1 Scrap Dragon, pretty obvious. 1 Leo, which I really want to be hollow. I was hoping this would be an Astro Pack, it's not. Pretty self-explanatory. 1 Draco Sack, 1 Aurea, obviously. Actually, don't make this as much as I used to. 1 Alcé, which I cannot stress enough. how good Alcei is with Oasis of Dragon Souls, because you can bring it back in defense mode and you can basically just go Soul Charge. You just go Soul Charge, draw. No, it's not Soul Charge. Soul Charge, draw. No, it's not Soul Charge. Soul Charge, draw. It's not Soul Charge. And you can just keep repeating that once per turn, just hoping to get to what you need. And so he kind of helps you turbo out the deck. One Divine Knight Felgrand, because he's like your best rank 8.
Because Felgrand.
And well, your second best rank 8, and then your best rank 8. The one that I make actually on the Soulfire plays usually. Some people are gonna kill me. Turn 1 is Coach King Giantrainer.
Oh yeah.
And if people don't know what this card does, it says thrice per turn. It actually says on the card thrice per turn. You can attach one material from this card, draw a card, and reveal it. If it was a monster, inflict 800 damage to your opponent, but you can't connect your battle phase. So if you've done the Soul Charge play, you can't connect your battle phase anyway, so you do this and draw an extra 3 cards after drawing 2 cards off the... For people who don't know, are you okay with this? Just a quick run through.
Go ahead.
For people who don't know what the actual play is, so when you open Soulfire Lone Charge, the play is you Soulfire Lone Charge.
Soulfire Lone Charge.
The combo is Soulfire, sorry. So Lone Fire into Lone Fire into the Hermitry, and then you Soul Charge before activating. You get 2 of them, and then you tribute both Lone Fires off. One for a second Hermitry, but the third one goes to the Princess Sprout. The reasoning for this is because you want to make sure that one of the Hermitries goes off, and it enables the Giantrainer play, because you go tribute and then you send, whatever, and you special put it back on top of the deck, and then you use the first Hermitry to excavate the Princess Sprout. You draw a card guaranteed, and then you summon it as a level 8. Although there are some times where if you open Foolish Burial, you can summon it as a level 7 and then mill off something like Spore and or Glow Up, and then you can excavate for Glow Up, summon it, and then make a level 8, and then you have the 2 Hermitries. You can potentially draw 2, so you can make Start a Spark and then overlay the Hermitries for Felgrand. Then you have your Spark Felgrand.
But the Giantrainer.
But the Giantrainer, yeah. If you do the normal play, it's 2 Hermitries and a Princess Sprout. The second one is completely random unless you have Charity, in which you can guarantee. But then you go for all 3 for Giantrainer, and then you detach all 3, and you do potentially 2,400 damage. But hopefully you don't do any damage, because you'd rather draw your spell cards than your monsters. And then so you have a 2,000 on board, and you have, actually, if I remember, let's see, if I have 5 cards in hand. Soul Charge, Lone Fire, and then draw 2 cards off of the Hermitries if they both hit, and then 1, 2, 3. So if you end this correctly, you have Giantrainer with 8 cards in hand, which is pretty insane. So this is the reason why I run this guy. Usually I was running Emptiness, but I tried to be smart and sell my Emptiness before the ban list, because I was pretty sure it wasn't going to get hit, but sold them anyway just to be sure. And it didn't get hit, but I was running Emptiness because Giantrainer basically dug for the Emptiness while you can set a bunch of cards and have a bunch of protection. But yeah, that's basically the deck. It's super, super, super consistent, except for the one time against the winner of the tournament, I drew triple Forbidden Chalice and a Puppet Plant and a 1-for-1. That was
It's okay.
awful.
We all drew badly against him. All of us.
But basically, I mean, this honestly, the deck is MVP. Like, honestly, I cannot run this deck now without this card. Even if it was just for Baxia, the fact that I can run it and Yazi in the same deck with a card that makes worms in a synchro deck means that these are always just going to be there.
Alright, so there you guys go. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. If you did, let me know why in the comment section below. And of course, subscribe for more decks, discussion, analysis, and general Yu-Gi-Oh! Shenanigans. Thank you guys for watching. I'm your host, the one, the only, the RJB0. This is Nick Gibson, and we got a jet. See you guys.
Synchron.
Jet Synchron.